Okay, welcome. So, interim is on Wednesday for you guys. In class today, I would have told you how. This looks crooked. This is totally crooked. Okay, whatever. So, in class, I'll tell you what kind of food items you'll be getting if you get a good grade. You should on this interim. It's a lot of slope stuff, so we should be okay there. I'll do a problem on the left, you do the problem on the right, or if you want to go ahead and pause me and just try it firsthand, that's good too. So for these two problems, actually for the four problems that we're going to do, I want you to give me the equation of this line in slope-intercept form. So remember what we do, we go y equals blank x blank. Okay, so I'm trying to fill in my two blanks. Easiest one to fill in first is the y-intercept. Okay, so for this one, where does the graph cross the y-axis? So right here, crosses at 0. So I can put a plus 0 here just as a placeholder for now. Now I made a point here on the y-axis, or on this point here for the y-intercept. I need to find another good point. If you can see it, this graph is a great line because it has a ton of good points. This is a good point, that's a good point, that's a good point, that's a good point. They're all good points. Now I'm going to use the slope to count from the leftmost point to the rightmost point. And remember, slope is rise over run. So I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 1. So down 1 means negative 1, and to the right 1 means positive 1. So I'm going to clear this up a little bit, clean this up a little bit. It's going to be y equals negative 1x or negative x plus 0, which you don't have to write. This is my final answer. Okay? So the line is going downhill, which means it has to have a negative slope, which is this here, negative 1 is the slope. Okay? Pause me, go ahead and see what you can do for this problem, and then we'll come back. Here. And then we got it. So if you've got here y equals x, you're totally right, or y equals 1x, okay? Because the y-intercept is 0 again, just like that one. And it's an uphill line. Uphill slope means positive slope, okay? So it's going to be positive in front. Good. Let's try two more. You can try two more on your own, and I'll pause it. Or you pause me, actually. These ones are a little bit more challenging. Let me erase this garbage here. Wish that my hand could do that. That'd be awesome. All right. Go ahead and try these. Pause me. I'm going to do a different color here. Hunter green. Hunter green. Awesome. Okay. Hopefully you pause me. Hopefully you got the right answer. So I've got here y equals blank x blank. The y-intercept looks to be at negative 1. So negative 1. I'm going to find another good point. And there's 1 right there. So I'm going to count, right, from the leftmost point to the rightmost point. Up 1, up 2, up 3. Up 3 means positive 3 over 1, 2, which means 2. So the answer is y equals 3 over 2x minus 1. That's the equation of this line. Let's go here. Again, y equals blank x blank. Looks like negative 1 again for the y-intercept. And I'm going to find another good point. That's not a good point. This is. So I'm going to go up 1 to the right 2. So here's my answer. Y equals 1/2 x minus 1. Good. Let's try something else. So make sure that you know this, because this is one of the things that you guys got messed up on the test, on the last test. We need to know how to do this. All right. So, okay. So let's just find some slopes here. Go ahead and try them both. Pause me. I'm going to work one of them out. I'm going to skip the other one for now. Actually, I lied. Maybe I will. Label your points. x1, y1. x2, y2. Now I'm going to plug it into the formula, right? The formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. If you forgot any of that and you were waiting for me to do this, go ahead and pause me now, because now you can do both of these problems. So negative 15 minus 18 over negative 18 minus negative 13. Remember, the minus signs are built in, so you have to always write them. Regardless of what the numbers are, you still need to write these two negatives. So, same signs, add and keeps. This is a negative 33. Different signs here. So I'm subtracting these numbers, so it's negative 5. So the two negatives cancel, so my answer is 33 over 5. That's the slope of that line. That's the steepness of that line. Let's go here. I'm going to go quicker. 14 minus negative 6. 12 minus 10. Change. So this is 20 over 2, or simply 10 or 1. All right, so 10 over 1. 10. Okay. Let's try something else. I don't know what the next problem is. I don't know what the next problem is. Let's see. Okay. It says to find the slope of the line, which you know what the slopes of these lines are. I'm going to try something else here. the slope of this line is negative 1 over 5, and the slope of this line is 1. But I want to try something different. So let's do this. Let's say I give you this line, and I give you a point 0, comma 1. And I ask you, is that point on this line? Well, you're going to find out by plugging in the values that are here. So we know that the first number in an ordered pair is the x value. Then the second number in the ordered pair is the y value. So I'm just going to substitute these numbers in for these two variables and see if this makes a true statement. So y turns into 1. I still have a negative 1 over 5. Now the x is 0 plus 1. Well, negative 1 over 5 times 0 is 0. Anything times 0 is 0. So we have an equation that looks like this. 1 equals 0 plus 1. Well, is that true? Yeah, of course it's true. So the answer is yes, this point is on that line. So that's how you figure these things out. All right, so let's go with this one. I'm going to give you 2 points. So let's say I give you 1 comma 4, and I give you 3 comma negative 2. Tell me, are those 2 points on that line? So go ahead and pause me if you need a minute. Okay. So the first point is, it says 1 minus 5 equals 4. Well, 1 minus 5 is not 4. 1 minus 5 is negative 4. So this is not on that line. For the second point, this says negative 2 equals 3 minus 5. Well, that is true, right? Because if I put a 3 in here, 3 minus 5 is negative 2. So this one is on that line. Okay? So just a little bit of work there for you. All right? Let's do one last problem, and I'm just going to keep it on here for now. Let's say I give you this graph. Okay? And I give you a scatter plot that is, well, let's do this. Let's do this two-parter. Right? What associations are this graph? Okay, so there's 5 associations that we talked about. This graph has what? It's positive, right, because it's going uphill, and it's also linear, right? So it's positive and linear. That's the associations that match this scatter plot. Now, what if I asked you to create, and I did this in class today. What if I asked you to create a line of best fit for this line? Okay, well, you would just simply kind of draw a line right through the middle there. That's a line of best fit, right? Now, what's the equation of that line? Now, this is where it gets challenging, right? So this point here is the origin where it's 0, right? 0 comma 0. And this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So you need to come up with a line that could match that. Now, there's a million lines that would never match it, right? But there's also a million lines that could match it. You have to kind of guess, estimate. So for instance, y equals blank x blank. I wouldn't put 0 as the y-intercept because the line, the scatter plot, doesn't start here, right? You can estimate it. To me, that looks like 5, right? If I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So plus 5 could be a y-intercept here. Now, that's not definite. You could have plus 3, plus 2. It depends on how you're making it work. Now, the slope of this line absolutely has to be positive. So the slope, whatever you come up with, has to be a positive number because negative means it's going downhill, right? So what could it be? Well, it's not really all that steep of a line. Okay, so I'm going to go, let's say, I might go up 1 over 2 or up 1 over 3 for the slope, like I'm making 2 pretend points. So let's go 1 over 3x. That's probably a good one. Now here's what wouldn't work. What if I told you y equals 20x plus 100? That clearly is not the equation of this line. 100 wouldn't be the y-intercept. And 20, the slope of 20, is a really steep slope. Think about it. It's 20 over 1 is the slope. So it's up 20 over 1, too steep. And the reverse couldn't be true either, 1 over 20. That means up 1 over 20. That's also not true. So you got to kind of figure it out. You got to kind of think it through. Okay? Long video today. So work these out. Make sure you understand them. Do them again if you need to. Big deal.